magical and original tale for children. Once upon a time, nestled at the edge of a wide and whispering forest, there lived two adventurous siblings, Hansel and Gretel. Their small wooden cottage stood beside a clear brook, where the birds sang songs of old tales and the trees bent low as if to share secrets. Hansel was clever, always thinking of puzzles and ideas. Gretel was brave, with a heart full of kindness and eyes that noticed things others often missed. They were not rich, but their family was warm and full of love. One morning, after a long night of rain, the woods sparkled with morning dew. Hansel and Gretel were playing near the forest's edge when they heard something a Dan echo. But not just any echo. This one whispered their names. In their own voices. "Did you hear that?" asked Hansel, turning toward the trees. "It said my name," said Gretel, a chill running down her back. They stood still. The wind rustled the leaves gently. Then it came again. "Hansel, Gretel," whispered the echo. "Let's follow it," Hansel said, curiosity twinkling in his eyes. "But Mama said not to go too deep," Gretel replied. "We'll leave a trail of breadcrumbs." He smiled. Just like last time, with their basket full of warm bread and forest berries, they stepped onto the mossy path, leaving behind small pieces of bread. The deeper they went, the quieter the forest became. Even the birds stopped singing. Strange lights glowed between tree trunks. Shadows moved where no one stood. They reached a clearing they had never seen before. In its center stood a small stone well, and carved into the stone were glowing words. "Speak not only what is heard, speak what is true." Hansel leaned over the well. "Hello," he called. "Hello," came the echo. But this echo was strange. It spoke before he did. Suddenly, the forest came alive with whispers not from animals or trees, but from the echoes themselves. They danced around them like glowing butterflies, repeating words from the past, thoughts from their hearts, and even fears they'd never spoken aloud. Gretel shivered. "Hansel, I don't like this place." "Neither do I," he admitted. "But we're here now. Let's stick together." As they turned to leave, a strange figure appeared among the trees. An old woman in a tattered green cloak, with leaves in her hair and eyes like mirrors. She smiled, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. "Lost little birds," she said, in a voice like dry leaves. "Let me help you home. But first, you must give me your glowing truth." Hansel stepped back. "What do you mean?" "Say what lies deepest in your heart. Only then shall I help you." Gretel held Hansel's hand. "We don't know you. Why should we trust you?" The woman cackled. "You'll find no way home unless you speak. This forest listens to truth. It feeds on lies." Suddenly, the ground split beneath them, and they fell into a glowing chamber made of mirrors and mist. They were trapped. Inside, voices began to surround them. Some were comforting, others were cruel. "I wish I were braver," Gretel heard herself say. "I don't want to be the older brother all the time," Hansel's voice echoed. "I was scared the first time we went into the woods." The voices weren't coming from outside, they were coming from within. Gretel hugged Hansel. "These aren't bad things. Everyone feels afraid sometimes." Hansel nodded, and pretending we don't only makes it worse. As they embraced, a warm golden light filled the chamber. The mirrors shimmered, showing them not scary images but joyful memories, laughing with their parents, sharing stories, helping animals, and comforting each other. The chamber began to melt into sunlight. When they opened their eyes, they were standing back in the clearing, but the woman had changed her crooked back, now straight, her face kind and youthful, her eyes full of starlight. "You have passed the test," she said. "The forest of echoes reveals what lies beneath the surface. You were not afraid to be honest, to be kind, and to be together." She handed each of them a glowing pendant shaped like a leaf. "These will guide you whenever you're lost not only in the forest, but in your heart." Hansel and Gretel thanked her, then followed the breadcrumbs which somehow were still there. All the way home, that evening, they told their parents everything. Their mother hugged them tightly, and their father smiled through proud tears. "You showed more bravery than most grown-ups," he said. "And more honesty," added their mother. From that day on, Hansel and Gretel became known not just for being clever and brave, but for teaching others the power of telling the truth, even when it's hard. They often returned to the edge of the forest, but never out of fear. They returned to listen to the echoes, the whispers, the truth sand, to remind themselves that the strongest light comes from within. And so, in a small cottage beside a quiet brook, the tale of Hansel and Gretel lived on not just as a story of danger and adventure, but as a story of courage, kindness, and the magic of being true to yourself. The end.